From the MMA fighter orchestrating an assault to his wife announcing a fourth surprise after a troubled marriage, this is what Conor McGregor's future looks like after all the allegations. What are the allegations, though? Let me fill you in real quick. During Game 4 of the NBA Finals in Miami, McGregor forced himself on a woman, and the incident was reported 3 days later. The accuser described it as him using violent force in the VIP men's restroom, where he aggressively kissed her, along with making her do all sorts of things without her consent. Her lawyer, Ariel Mitchell, sent documents to Conor, the NBA, and the Miami Heat, mentioning the details of what happened. The other two are only involved because their security backed Conor's attack by separating the woman from her friend and forcing her into the restroom. There was even a video that shows the former UFC athlete leading the victim to the scene of the crime. But the short clip wasn't enough to see the full picture. This was the only thing that the Notorious had to back himself up because there was no clear evidence in the case. So he obviously denied all the allegations, though the Miami Police Department is still investigating the report. And he's going to be stepping into more courtrooms than octagons in the next few weeks. As for what's next for Conor and the poor lady, well, the letter sent by Mitchell warned about possible court action and advised McGregor to gather all the evidence that he could find. The UFC issued a statement in response to the allegations, saying that they're up to speed with Conor's situation. They'll also be gathering additional details about the incident and allow the legal process to play out before making an official statement. In other words, they're playing it safe by not pointing any fingers yet. The NBA and Miami Heat pretty much said the same thing, but the thing is, even if these charges are false, the Irishman still sent Bernie the mascot home after striking him twice. This wasn't out of rage or anything. The two were promoting a pain-relieving spray in a scripted halftime skit, which Conor ended up taking a little too far. He's bound to face consequences for that, because the poor guy under the suit wasn't expecting a total knockout when signing up to do the little ad. This is the incident that caught UFC President Dana White's attention, saying he wasn't surprised that McGregor hurt the Heat's mascot. He actually blames the people who were in charge of the skit, saying that they should have thought twice and been a little more careful about using the Notorious. Now, White is more concerned about the fighter's future bout against Michael Chandler because there are 1,000 things to look into, and these allegations will only slow the process down. The future of the Irishman's career wasn't already looking so bright, since he kept delaying his return to UFC with the excuse of a leg injury, the same one he got back in UFC 264 against Dustin Poirier, and McGregor didn't plan on coming back anytime soon. After all, this is like the third time he's retired in his career. The UFC president mentioned how much money Conor has, being one of the highest-paid MMA fighters of all time. So, slapping a price on his head to bring him back inside the octagon is a tiring process. And to make things even worse, Conor missed the US anti-doping agency's testing pool, which every fighter needs to be in, at least 6 months before a match. And since the Notorious missed the pool, he'll be eligible in early 2024, while his fight with Chandler was scheduled for December 2023. In a now-deleted Instagram video, McGregor made an announcement about his future in the octagon, where he shared sparring footage captioning it, "Placey McPlackerson. I am in the place, whatever that means." Chandler, on the other hand, is all pumped up for the fight, and with what happened at the NBA Finals, this might be the motivation he needs to serve justice. In the deleted Instagram video, Conor told his fans to shut up and wait, and to be patient peasants. Probably not the treatment they expected, right? In a video of him exiting a hotel with his family, he told the paparazzi that whatever's next for him is a fight. That's what his main goal is, to get back in the octagon. Fans showered him with love and support in the replies, telling him they can't wait to see him return to the octagon. His last match against Poirier was in 2021, so you can imagine how restless his fans are starting to get. Audience aside, former MMA athlete Daniel Cormier also weighed in his opinion about the allegations. He thinks that Conor has become a victim of fame and is unwilling to let go of that. In other words, he needs to be surrounded by people that say no, and Cormier thinks that his insane net worth is the reason that he got himself into the situation. So, does this mean DC thinks that the allegations are true? How would things go about if they end up being false? Well, the victim would have the lawsuit of a lifetime. Fake accusations can usually be lethal to the accused's career and life, but knowing the kind of person the Irishman is, I don't think he'll settle for anything less than a lawsuit. Now, Even though there's a video of him with the victim outside the VIP toilets, Conor's lawyer, Barbara Lianes, claims that the allegations are false. She said that the accuser's story kept changing, while Conor's account of the evening's the same every time. This got under the accuser's skin, and Mitchell released yet another statement saying McGregor and her client were partying at a club inside the Kaseya Center. Conor told the woman that he needed to use the toilet, and that's when a man in a Nuggets jersey allegedly took her in the washroom with him. The accuser thought that she was going to the Four Seasons Hotel as part of McGregor's invitation from earlier. Yes, she was under influence and recalled whatever she could. This is obviously still not an excuse to let the whole thing slide, and the letters issued by the victim's attorney were seeking damages from the NBA, Heat, and the athlete. Now, you know why I think his career is completely safe, even after what happened in Miami. Believe it or not, the million-dollar superstar you see today has a history of cases like these. In 2019, a woman accused him of a 2018 assault in Dublin, but McGregor's team managed to maintain his innocence and reject all the accusations. The Dublin authorities weren't satisfied with the evidence brought forward to them, so the fighter was free from any charges. The woman still filed a lawsuit against him, suing him for millions of dollars on account of personal injury. The case ended and the charges were dropped, but later in 2019, he was charged once again. But these accusations died down as soon as they came up, making everyone wonder if these incidents were really true. In 2020, Mystic Mac was accused yet again of attempted assault and indecent exposure. This happened at a bar in Corsica, and the 34-year-old was released after answering questions for 2 days. The case was dropped in May 2021 because of the obvious lack of evidence. 4 different accusations over 5 years say a lot, and the fact that no one bothers batting an eye says a lot more. He's still known as the loudmouthed icon of UFC and is still getting paid millions. If this case actually goes through, unlike his previous accusations, then this might be the first time he'll be in real trouble. Allegations like this aren't taken so lightly, because companies, sponsors, and partnerships will cut ties instantly. Just look at what happened with Kanye West in 2022. Conor can kiss all of them goodbye, but at least he'll still have his loving family by his side. Just days after the allegations surfaced online, the athlete was seen with his wife, Dee Devlin, and 3 kids at the Peninsula Hotel in what looked like a celebration of Father's Day. Throughout the 15 years of their marriage, Dee has stood by her husband's side through everything that was thrown at him. Earlier in 2023, McGregor was accused of attacking a woman on a yacht in Ibiza and is yet to face any sort of legal consequences. Despite everything, the couple announced their 4th child on the way. Will Mystic Mac be welcoming his newborn with open arms or through a jail cell? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, from his wife announcing a 4th surprise after a troubled marriage, to the MMA fighter orchestrating an assault, this was what Conor McGregor's future looks like after all the allegations.